contract it.
I'm contracted it. I don't feel my legs.
J'ai mal, j'ai mal, j'ai mal.
Yay. Okay, so I want like a triple pivot there.
Keeping it.
Hey, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui sur ma chaîne YouTube pour une toute nouvelle vidéo et c'est un nouvel épisode de Mathilde Wellington. Dans l'épisode du jour, on va vous faire un petit tuto pour devenir un cavalier pro en moins de 20 minutes. On va vous donner nos meilleures astuces et pour ça, j'ai fait appel à deux amis à moi qui sont hyper forts dans le domaine. Pour la première partie de la vidéo, on va aller à la rencontre de Jack qui est coach sportif pour les cavaliers et qui va nous donner ses meilleures astuces pour construire un corps puissant, solide et souple pour avoir une bonne assiette à cheval. Et dans la deuxième partie de la vidéo, on va aller à la rencontre de Christiane qui est cavalier de dressage dans l'équipe des États-Unis et qui va nous expliquer justement comment avoir une bonne assiette à cheval. J'espère que ça va vous plaire. C'est parti!
My name is Jack Latour. I own Equibody Fitness. We help riders with strength, flexibility, longevity, all the fun stuff, because it turns out that riding is hard. It's just a lot harder if your body hurts and you can't feel anything. So we try to work on that.
So today you're going to help me to become a pro rider in like a short time.
I will help your body become a pro rider. You'll have to figure out the rest of it.
Still need to train. Okay, well I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Let's do it.
Could you explain us why it is important to like stretch and to train for riders like on the side of riding horses?
Yeah. So anytime that we do anything, like ride a horse, we create strength in our body.
Yeah.
Right? So if you sit in the car, you are creating strength in that shortened position on your hip flexor.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So you get tight from sitting there. So we get tight from riding.
Yeah.
We get stiff from riding. And so making sure that we go in there and we strengthen all of those muscles helps balance everything out. And it solves three problems. Number one, can I feel my body?
Yeah.
Do I know where everything is? And can I control it as I need to?
Yeah.
Number two, makes you flexible. So it's no longer, I'm stiff and I can't get around a horse.
Oh, that's my problem, yeah.
And then third, if you can maintain the strength and the flexibility over time, if you can maintain that for the rest of your life, you're gonna be able to ride well into your 60s, 70s, all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Well, let's get started.
Cool. Hips against the wall.
Yeah.
Press your low back into the wall. I want you to lift your toes.
Oh my God. Should I, like this?
Just like this. And so we can get to about the same length. There we go. And so we're gonna do 30 reps like this. It's gonna feel fine.
When I hear reps, I don't like it, you know?
You might need to bring your feet a little bit further back. Lift.
Why does it hurt already?
Yeah, most people have never trained their tibialis before. That's what we're training right now. We got 10 more.
10?
10, yep.
I can't feel my legs anymore.
It should feel like very warm.
I don't feel anything anymore. I'm just like, okay.
All right, two more. One. There you go. And then stop. So that's how you know you're tired, is if you could barely get your toes up anymore.
No, I can't.
Yeah. So now we're gonna turn around.
Why? Okay.
So now we're gonna open up the backside.
Okay.
So you're gonna walk back from the wall. Watch me do it first.
Okay.
But notice how my body stays very, very straight.
Yeah.
And only my calves move. There you go. So think about, it's easy, I'm gonna exaggerate it. You're kind of doing this. What I want you to do is to tuck your pelvis underneath.
Yeah.
So really, really drive through the toes. Like think about pressing up onto your big toe.
Okay. I put okay.
Yep. So we're at 15.
I'm not, I don't want you as a coach. I'm gonna die. Because I filled the form and he was saying, how many times can you work out a week? And the minimum was like 4. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, on Sunday sometimes.
Do you feel it just in the calves?
Yeah,
do you feel it in the
just
hamstring?
here.
Okay, so next time we're gonna go a little bit further away from the wall.
Okay.
So the nice thing about that one is you can get it like all the way through here, so it's a great warm up.
And so that's a thing, you should work out like this how many times a week?
I like to do every exercise, especially when you're like progressing it and starting to get better on it, twice a week. Closer to the wall, easier. Further from the wall, harder, right? So it's like...
I'm standing here.
Since you're a little bit fatigued now, I would bring a little bit closer and we're gonna do another 30 reps, or to failure.
Oh, start again, that one. Oh my God.
Yep. There you go.
En train de décéder, Mathilde, actuellement, je ne sens plus les mollets.
First exercise we're gonna do is the split squats, working on strengthening the VMO and the quads while we lengthen out the hip flexors and get a little bit of ankle mobility at the same time. So what we work our riders to is we get 30% of body weight, so however much you weigh, you want to be able to hold 30%, be able to go slow and controlled, knee over toe, hamstring covering calf, back knee doesn't touch the ground, and then be able to get out of that, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea is if I can do that with zero pain, I'm probably pretty strong and pretty stretchy.
Okay.
If someone's tighter, they can elevate the front foot, work it like that. So it's not nearly as hard. Very, very extreme. This is a very gentle way of
So that's for beginners?
Yes, that keeps your hip flexor active.
Yeah.
So bring that back heel up, there you go. And now take your hips and drive it forward, go slower.
Slow is hard too.
Yeah, I want you to hold this next to you and use it for a balance, because that's what you're struggling with.
Okay. Yeah, I have zero actually. So.
And so what you're gonna do is we're gonna count 5 seconds down. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. And
Here!
Then, yeah.
Oh my God.
So now we're gonna hold it for a few seconds. And then take your back toe.
Yeah.
You're gonna dig it into the ground. So think about pulling this back toe in and pull the back toe, use that to help you get up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Ah! That's not easy.
Yeah, no.
I feel like the balance is the worst part.
Yes.
Okay, so the other leg?
Yep. So on the back toe,
Yeah.
make sure your train tracks are spread like that.
Yeah.
There you go. Now slowly glide the hips forward. There you go. Much better on this side. There you go. So now I want you to look at my back toe.
Oh yeah. Like a ballerina.
Yeah. You're gonna dig the toe in. So pull yourself back with your back foot, and you'll feel it through here.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Okay, that was easier.
Much easier. So hands on hips, push the hips forward, and then glide.
Slower.
Pause. Yeah. Pause. 2, 3. Don't let your back knee touch, and then press up. There you go.
Shitting.
There you go. Slow. So try and sink a little bit deeper into it. There you go. Now press up. One more, then we'll switch sides. Nice and slow, controlled. Down, good. Now up. That was a lot better. So we're gonna rest a minute and then we'll come back to it. Most people really strong here, especially riders, super strong in the hamstrings, very weak in the quads.
Yeah.
So starting to identify those weak links is good.
I'm just like, what am I doing here? You know, I'm not a gym person. What crossed my mind? To be in pain like this, to choose.
Slowly forward. There you go. Much better. And
I don't feel my leg anymore.
And then much
Just
better.
it's muscles I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know they exist. I just discovered them.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. Really, that's much better. Second exercise is going to be the elephant walks, where we're going to work on contracting the quads while lengthening out the hamstrings. Put your as far as you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see if we can get you to here. So I want you to
You've got a lot of hope.
get your fingertips on the ground.
Yeah.
Bend your knees.
That hurts.
And now I want you to straighten one leg. All right?
Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I'm going to show you this. Look at my quads. Relaxed, flexed. Relaxed, flexed. So flex it.
Oh my God.
Feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now bounce, straighten and flex the other one. Really, really contract. We're gonna do like 20 reps like this. So bounce, straighten, flex. Bounce, straighten, flex. Bounce, straighten,
The other
flex.
leg, yeah, right.
How's the contraction feeling, the flex?
It just hurt here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't contract it actually.
There you go. Okay. So now try and contract on that right leg. Contract it. Like make it
I'm
hard.
contracting it. You just can't see the muscle.
You
They're
contract.
talking.
The hamstrings relax, then they
Yeah.
contract and it switches. So they're talking back and forth.
J'ai mal aux jambes, j'ai mal aux jambes, j'ai mal aux jambes de ouf.
This one's gonna be really hard.
Good.
You know how we were talking about the contracting?
Yeah.
We're gonna force that to happen.
Woo.
So put your hands on the floor. Lift your right leg.
Oh no, I don't like that
And
exercise.
keep your hips on the floor.
I don't like that exercise.
Now try and pull your toes towards you. There you go. 10 more seconds. You're good. Breathe. And down. And then left leg.
And then break.
Do you feel how this is tense?
Oh yeah. I do.
And so see how your foot is going like this?
Yeah.
I want you to keep it nice and straight.
Okay.
There you go. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Pourquoi je suis là déjà?
And stop.
Ah, Better now.
Now let's do that hamstring stretch again. Hands down, and then straighten.
It's like dancing.
Yeah. And now let's do a quick little test. We're gonna do one more of this and then one more of this. Let's see how close you are to the ground.
Okay, this.
That's pretty good.
I quit this job.
You're doing good. No, it's always really funny. Most of the work, like the stuff we were doing against the wall earlier, like the tibialis raises. Yeah. It's like, that's not sexy. You know what I mean?
It's awful. It hurts so bad.
Right? This takes like months to work up to, but going both legs at the same time.
Oh my God.
Just give it a shot. So put your hips against the wall.
Yeah.
And then just try and lift both legs.
Just thinking about it. I want to cry, you know? I can't.
Yeah.
No,
right?
Here I'm trying.
Right?
No, I can't.
Right.
How are you supposed to do that?
So that's what develops over time. So what we work on is we work on feel. So that's like learning to be like, okay, I want this muscle to move.
Yeah.
Can I lift both? Right? And so it's building in that feel and also the flexibility. Well, it's like, what are the problems that most riders have? They can't feel where their body is.
Yeah.
So it's like right now you can't feel your hip flexors because you can't lift.
Yeah, true.
Right? And so it's like just making those comparisons, and then it's okay. So feel is on the one hand, and then usually most riders are really stiff. So it's just like getting rid of both of those things makes riding a lot easier.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right? There we go. Now we just ride it out.
Ça a l'air facile, mais c'est horrible, hein, d'accord? Vous jugez pas trop vite, s'il vous plaît, parce que là vraiment je suis en souffrance intense. J'ai mal.
Bounce, flex, bounce, flex, bounce, flex, bounce, flex, and contract. There we go. That is progress if I've ever seen it. There you go.
Oh my God. I know stretching could be that painful.
It's really effective though. Exercise number 3, we're gonna do a plank variation against a wall, and it's gonna be very different than anything you've done before.
Bon les gars, maintenant on passe aux abdos. J'ai enlevé le sweat là, parce que j'ai trop chaud. J'ai très peur de ce qui va se passer.
So when most people get into a plank, the first thing that they do is they kind of get down like this, and they just kind of let their low back be flat. Right? So you kind of see how that. So when my back's flat like this, I'm kind of letting my abs hang out, right? And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the tree as feedback to engage the core. So by having our feet against the tree, it's gonna engage the core differently.
So you can use like a wall, anything to do that.
Yeah, anything. And we get down like this, right? So watch my hips. I'm gonna tuck the pelvis under. Did you see this round up?
Yeah.
Right, so we're gonna tuck the under, round up, and then once we have this, we press back into it.
Yeah.
Keep that tuck underneath, and you'll start to shake. It's really, really hard. First, help you get into the position, and then I'll do it with you. And then we'll just hold for as long as we can.
Funny. I should have.
So keep knees on the ground.
Yeah.
Tuck the pelvis under. So think
am I too far from the? Oh yeah.
Yes, that's good. So I would now lift your belly button up into your spine and tuck your hips underneath.
Yeah.
Think like the upswing of a canter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So really let your low back round up. So now.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. This is what's hard. This is a feel thing. So
my abs hurt already.
There you go. Now press back into the wall and hold it and keep that tuck. So don't let your stomach drop down. Okay? You got the feel?
Yeah, it hurts.
I'm gonna start a timer.
It's not fair, I started before.
We'll give you an extra 10 seconds. There you go. And press back with all of your might into the tree.
Usually I'm not that bad, but here.
There you go, it's already better. Tuck under, push the belly button up into the back. There you go, press back. Now push all your weight into the tree. There you go.
J'ai tellement mal.
Keep pressing those feet. I can see the shake, that's a good sign.
Oh my God. I'm just gonna whoosh.
It's engaging your abs genuinely.
In a way that they didn't know could happen.
Exactly. It's the difference between like
the tree changes it. I mean the wall. The thing behind.
Very, very good wall.
Thank you very much.
And then to finish everything off, we're gonna do the long lunge, which is gonna be training towards the front splits. So I'm gonna show you first. You see, so you're gonna use these for assist. So here's what's cool about this.
Okay.
The goal is not to go down into the splits, right? That's not the goal.
Jack ballerina.
So you're gonna keep a gentle bend here, and you're gonna squeeze the ground. Pull as hard as you can. Like, look at my leg.
Yeah.
You see the shake?
Yeah.
That's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
All right? And then what you'll find as you get the contraction, this is for balance,
Yeah.
not for holding. And then over time, you'll be able to go deeper and deeper, and then you find you can actually get down into like a split. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's like a long-term process. So now, toe up,
Yeah.
bend knee. That's pretty good. Now,
I don't feel my legs.
I want you to hug the ground. Keep
Yeah,
the toe
I'm
up.
hugging the ground
Hug the
already. So, but okay.
Yeah, and now try and hold yourself there.
Okay.
Try and find it, keep squeezing. Gentle bend. Yeah, you're like maybe 3 months away from the splits.
It hurts here.
Yeah.
On the first leg. The
Yeah.
other one is okay, kind of.
Yeah, your hip flexors are pretty stretchy for like, compared to most people. So make sure you have a gentle bend in that front leg. So see how you're like this?
Uh-huh.
I want you gentle bend. And now try and hold yourself. There you go.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Here.
Yeah, so if you can't hold yourself, then you can come up a little bit higher. There you go. Because what we're training is we're teaching your muscles to actually be able to hold and handle tension at length.
Just one laugh. Doesn't help.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well the goal is to have the length, so I have
Yeah.
all of the access into my body, right? I want to be able to feel all of my hamstrings.
Yeah.
And if I can hold my body weight, I have strength there.
Yeah, makes
Right?
sense.
And so what a lot of people do when they're like, if their trainer tells them to relax,
yeah.
is they try to be like, okay, I'm relaxing.
Yeah.
You can't really force relaxation.
Yeah.
And so the example I use is like good relationships handle conflict,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, same with good muscles. So the goal is not to get rid of tension, but to
to handle
teach it
it.
to handle tension at length.
Okay. Thank you.
That's really good.
Now I'm running back home. Can you introduce yourself in French?
If you tell me how to do it, I can.
Je m'appelle
Je m'appelle
Christian.
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 Bonjour, je m'appelle Christian Simonson. There we go. All right.
Et je suis cavalier de dressage.
Et je vais cavalier dressage. I don't think I can do that
And
part.
I'm a dressage rider. You can say. Et je suis
je suis
cavalier
cavalier
de dressage.
de
dressage.
De dressage.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Bonjour, je m'appelle Christian Simonson. And I'm a dressage rider. I don't think I can say that in French.
On se retrouve maintenant avec Christian qui est donc cavalier de dressage. So Christian, you said you were a dressage rider, but
Yes.
can you introduce yourself a bit more? What do you do? Where do you live?
Yes.
Who's that with us?
Yes. I'm a dressage rider based out of the United States. Currently, we're here in Wellington, Florida. Along with us, we have Zabal Dewan, who I've been fortunate enough to compete at the North American Championships. He was a triple gold medalist there.
That's the star is here.
Yes, and he currently holds the freestyle record for the Young Rider test. So he's a very cool guy.
And so you're gonna teach us how to become a pro dressage rider in like 5 minutes.
We're gonna try our best.
Okay, I'll watch you and I'll try to learn.
Yeah.
Christian, what would be like your best memory in competition because you've been to a lot of shows in Europe too?
Yeah.
And so what would be your best memory competing in dressage?
I think my best memory competing in dressage would be actually recently, this past year, at the Pan American Games.
Yeah, I've seen that on Instagram.
That was,
quite a lot.
that was pretty amazing.
On the checklist, the to-do list, what's the goal, the
For
show
this year?
you want to reach?
This year, we'll see. I would love to go to Europe for the 25 and go compete maybe at like Rotterdam or something like that if they have a U25 tour there. We'll see, I'm not sure. And then for the future, I don't know.
Yeah,
competing at a games is pretty amazing, but I always loved animals as a little kid. I got to spend a lot of time at a ranch in Ojai, California.
Was it like Western riding?
Yeah.
Like,
so
oh my god, so you were a cowboy.
Yes, little 6-year-old Christian was doing the cowboy. Since then, I've always loved horses, and then I met a really amazing dressage trainer when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And she really got me started. It made it really fun, I think.
Yeah, because you've got to make dressage fun.
Yeah, you have to make fun, especially for a little kid. Yeah. But it's just like the way that she really taught dressage me. I spent like almost the first year of me riding dressage was on a lunge line, without like any reins or anything, just like sitting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Worked on rider position a lot.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. and that made it so much fun for me because it's like I got to go practice, and she, would make me like lift my hands up or pick up the canter without any reins, make them try without any reins.
That's so cool. And now it's warm again. Doesn't make any sense
The sun's
here.
coming out. We're getting ready. He's ready. He's excited.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got
Oh
a
yeah.
pre-ride sugar. So if you like to do the honors.
Okay. I'm honored to do that.
Yeah. So always before and after I ride them, I give them a sugar because I want them to know that also like whenever we ride them, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's like always fun and.
It's nice and easy.
All right.
Time to work.
Ta-da! There we go.
Ok. On est donc maintenant dans le manège avec Christian qui s'est mis à cheval et il va nous donner ses meilleurs conseils pour avoir une bonne position et une bonne assiette quand on monte. So usually when you warm up your horse like this, I mean in the in the beginning of a training, like what would be the tips to like you get to have the horse warming up before you as a rider.
Yep.
Do you like stretch before riding?
Absolutely.
Do you actually?
Yes.
Oh.
I actually before I got here I did my stretches.
Okay.
I think it's so important that even before you get in the saddle, you can already affect how much or how you ride based on what you do outside of the saddle.
I need to do that.
Yes. Having your muscles activated because in the way that we sit, we don't have a lot of muscles naturally activated.
Yeah.
Like your glute med and your other like your TFL muscles and stuff like that don't naturally fire when you're walking around. So making sure we get those activated even before you get in the saddle is super important. And also I think what's really important, especially for leg position, is your stirrups because you can have them too high, too low. For me, you have to feel it out a little bit. It's a little bit personal preference, but for me, I always think like, can I sit up in a posting trot and have my full body out of the saddle?
Yeah, you need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And to be able to move around but still like feel sitting in a way that your legs go naturally.
Absolutely, yeah.
That way.
The rule of thumb is from your shoulder to your hip to your heel. It should be one
line
all the way.
So let's warm up.
Yeah, let's do it.
You look so cute. But so is that what you always do? You trot like this, then you canter with every horse?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you do sometimes I even do like a little, come back around, do it the other way. Always make sure to change my posting diagonal. Good boy, buddy. Good. Great. Good boy, I know.
Talking to the horses, some small noises.
Exactly.
I don't have a sugar yet.
He's like, oh, what?
Almost done, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want like a triple pirouette there. I want a PF down there.
Look at him.
And then I want like rearing and a buck and then,
throw the
and then
in there.
he rolls.
So one thing I always think about whenever I'm doing like the sitting trot, especially on a windy, fresh day like this, is to have like both my legs, make sure they're on the horse as much as possible.
Okay.
So, because it's always easy to keep them off like this or something.
That's what I do.
But to have both legs on is so important because for your horse, that's like one of the biggest communication aids. Of course you have your hands, but the hands only control such a small part of the horse. It's only about his head, which is, if you look at it proportionally, it's a really small part of his body. So how you keep your legs on is so important. So for me, I always try to think that I keep my calf on all the time.
Yeah.
Like not in a squeezing way per se, but just like a holding, not like a press down, but like a...
You're having contact.
Yeah, just having contact, like if I were just to hold my hand there. So that's what I always try to think of.
Okay.
Which is why also having those glute activations is really important because that really helps that way. And
so it's just like basically here having
Yeah, so imagine so it's really easy I think to go here or back here or even out this way. And you also always want your... Yeah, almost like a bow-legged. No, it's not easy.
But and to always, so then when you use your leg too, is not surprised because the contact is always there, so you just have to put more pressure.
Yeah, and then it's much easier for the horse too because you think, okay, a little more pressure. He's like, am I going? And a little bit less, and a little bit more, and a little bit less.
Okay,
and
it's really like smooth.
It's really finite that way. And that's also easier communication for the horse too because then he knows it's not like you're coming here where there's no contact.
And they're surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I can't do flying changes, because all the time like my leg, they go.
Oh, you bring it back?
Yeah, they do that, and they're not like, I don't have the contact. So then when I put my leg there, it's so surprised, and yeah, it just bugs.
Yeah, it's tough because they're like, they only have such little inputs from us, basically, when you really think about it, with how big they are. So it's your legs, your seat, your hands, and then your overall body position, and that's
mostly
it.
The whole body and the legs come afterwards.
Yeah, and of course then when you ride too, it's I have a bad tendency of rotating my left wrist, but ideally you want to really sit here with a really loose back, and that helps a lot. Horses back as they go, the back actually moves more or less. It's kind of but yeah, basically it moves. So for us, if you're sitting there and you're really rigid in your back and you're kind of bouncing on top.
Yeah, you've got to stay.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a rigid person on my back, it'd be hard for me to move fancy too. So I think that's also really important. For me personally, that's something I struggle with, where I have to really think, okay, relax my lower back, activate my core instead.
Yeah.
Or else, I too am sitting up there really, really stiff, because also as dressage riders, we want to look really pretty.
Yeah. You don't want to look like this.
Yeah,
You've got to.
Yeah, but not to the point that it, then they're like, okay, well, why is it so stiff? So that's kind of what I think about. And then, I'll show you a little bit more in the trot. So here I'm trying to think of that, having both my legs on, keeping him back, and then try to keep my wrists straight, because that's really tough for me. But also in my own back, making sure that I keep myself loose and not, going like this, but keeping it.
You've got to stay relaxed, but at the same time control it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a lot easier said than done, but usually with repetition and practice, you can try to make it that way.
That's what they all say.
Yeah. There's always a little something, like for me, my left wrist, or how I sit, or something like that. And thinking also with your thighs here, your thighs should have kind of also that. So if I'm sitting here and you can kind of move like this, and then your lower legs move, but if you keep them on and then really think, okay, now I'm gonna keep my legs on, but I'm gonna move just this part.
Yeah, and then you've got also, because that's the whole body, but the ends too, because you've got to not ride like this.
Yeah, ideally not like this, no. No muscle man competitions.
In show jumping that works, but not in dressage.
No, it's not too effective. And also, I mean, there's a real practical reason why we ride the way we do, is because it's the most effective for the horse.
So if we had one advice, and only one, to remember, what would it be? One, Christian, not 10.
Gosh. I think the best advice I give is always think about that line, from your shoulder to your hip to your heel. It should be one line. And if I were to remove the horse, I should be able to stand.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank
that
you.
Was, He knows.
He knows. Oh.
Yay.
Good job.
Oh, now he loves me.
Yeah, now he's like, oh, you got any more?
J'espère vraiment que cet épisode vous a plu, et je vous donne rendez-vous dimanche prochain, même chaîne, même heure, pour l'épisode suivant. Bye!